Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. Like usual, Bachelor Nation breakdown. Baby Tatum is here. We're going to talk all about it. We have a very special guest co-host today. Gabby's here. You guys know Gabby from her season of The Bachelorette. Plural?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Natasha's
Thanks for having
cringing.
me.
I'm cringing because I'm like,
that.
no, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Baby
You're
Tatum
like, I
is here.
hate you. Oh.
No. I was doing that because he said Baby Tatum is here. I'm like,
Well,
where?
he's here in the world. He's here in the world. He was born.
And then, Baby Tatum talks. Like, he has headphones. Hey, baby, goo goo gaga.
Okay. Baby Tatum is not physically here, obviously, but Kevin and Astrid are. They are a successful couple from Bachelor in Paradise. They just got married. They have a little baby boy. Can't wait to have them on. And that's what's happening in today's episode. So how's everybody doing today?
I want to call Baby Tatum.
Yeah.
Does Baby Tatum have a phone? Does he text?
I just want to hear the little coo.
Yeah. I know. I'd love to sniff him. I love baby smells.
The best.
I will
the
say
best.
this, like a lot of babies when they're first born, you're just kind of like, it's messy, like whatever.
Yeah. They just poop and eat. I think that'd be like the best part. I'm like, wow.
But Baby Tatum was like a really cute, not just saying this because Tia's our friend, but he was a really cute baby. Like they were cute photos.
And
right?
already kind of has like a little like expression, like these little expressions, right? Sometimes babies are just like, I'm asleep. But he's kind of like doing like these little things in his face. Oh,
yeah.
He's so freaking cute.
There's such thing as baby therapy. I'm totally convinced. Like you just hold one and I feel like your hormones and like serotonin go crazy.
Wait, Gabby, you mentioned smelling a baby. Joe, do guys do that? Like I know every woman does for sure. Like we all do.
Take
do
a
you
whiff
smell
of a baby?
Yeah, like when you see a baby, do you have the like inclination to want to sniff it?
No. I smell my food.
I'm dead. No. Well, baby's not food. First things first, when you have kids, don't eat your baby.
I don't know. I don't think to smell a baby. Honestly, when I hold a newborn, the only thing that's going through my mind is just don't drop them and make sure you hold the head.
Okay. Yes.
Cock the head up.
Right.
You're well educated.
Yes, that is true. That is good. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, it's my initial thing is like, I want to go for feet. I want like feet in my face. Like,
their neck. Oh, their wrinkly neck. Oh my God.
Yeah. So Joe, I technically won the bet. So Gabby, we had a bet to see who was going to guess when the baby was going to be born. And the one closest to the date was going to win. So Joe, you have to send Tia a bunch of Pampers because I won. Joe said December 25th and her due date was like the 30th or something.
So she came really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I said the 15th and the baby was born on the 6th, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I technically won. So
you didn't technically win. You're 10 days off.
No, she was closer. That's how bets
25.
Go.
You're
That's
20
not
days
how bets
off.
go.
You're 19 days off.
I'm sorry, we didn't specify it.
We did. Closest to the date.
Oh, such a sore loser, such a man.
You see what's happening?
Yeah, I'm here to protect you. Don't worry.
I'm gonna send you Tia's address. Okay.
You know what? I would come for both of you right now, but it's the month of December, 10 days till Christmas, and I've just like been drinking more, so I'm a little hungover. You know, the holidays are here.
There it is.
Wait, you've been drinking more?
Well, I haven't. I actually took the 1 month completely off. I'm just saying, like last night we went out for a few drinks because we went to a comedy show.
Fun.
Yeah. So Gabby, I just need you to know a few weeks ago, Joe was on this kick of like, he only was going to drink water for 4 days. No food, nothing. And now he's drinking more. So
this is getting crazy. 0 to 100.
0
no
to 100.
Calories, only alcohol.
Yeah. I live a very sporadic, crazy lifestyle. You never know what I'm going to do next.
I asked Serena, I'm like, Serena, how do you put up with him? Serena's just like,
Yeah. Oh, man of mystery.
That's what I said first night on The Bachelorette. That's why I got sent home right away. I'm a mysterious guy. What could I say?
Yeah.
Becca said, no mysteriousness here. No.
Okay. Bachelor breakdown number 2. We see Becca Tilley and Haley were at the White House. So was Colton Underwood and his man. They were there for the signing of the Respect of Marriage Act, which is a great thing. We're very happy for them. They look super happy. I do have to say the photo that Becca Tilley posted is just like a incredible looking photo. I actually want to know what camera she did it on, but it's great. You see that you see the reflection of like the rainbow colors on the White House. I also noticed in Colton's post, he shaved his head.
Yes.
Colton, you're probably not listening to this, but if you are, I think you look better with a little more hair on your head, but you still look good. You still look good.
Don't come for Colton right now. Not the time.
No, but we're so happy. He looks really happy too.
Yeah.
Like,
happy
I mean, he
for
looks
them.
great. But so just to get into the technicals, from what we understand, and we could be wrong here, but from what we understand, it basically recognizes same-sex marriage and interracial marriages across the board in all states. So if you were married somewhere like California, and then you go somewhere else in the States and anything can happen. Someone goes to jail, someone gets sick, anything can happen. And by law, that state has to recognize you and your partner as married, whether or not they have passed same-sex marriage or not in that state, is what my understanding of it. And it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful thing. And Joe Biden said, love is love, and Americans should have the right to marry the person they love. And he put it,
I agree.
He signed it. I agree too. I agree too.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, love is love, guys. It makes me so happy, and I'm glad that, Bachelor Nation is definitely everywhere, as we know, and they have the White House. Have either of you ever been to the White House?
No, well, just from the outside, but it looks like Colton was inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
I believe Colton's partner is in politics or does something with law, because I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure I've seen Colton in the White House before posting something.
Nice.
He's a regular.
He's a regular
regular.
at the White House.
Yeah.
I have been there before, and when you are there, you feel like, oh, it was a show that we were shooting. It was like a musical show, and this is when Obama was in office, and I saw Michelle, and I was like, when I tell you guys I don't get starstruck at all.
Yeah.
I've met so many people, and I don't get starstruck. I saw Michelle, and it was just like a halo over her, and I was like,
But honestly, bucket list to be inside the White House, and so beautiful that they got to celebrate there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, no, I really, you guys will go there, period. You guys will go there. And
If anyone's listening to this, I'll take an invitation.
Oh, also, by the way, look, I don't even, this is some White House tea. So there was a package, they said this happened, first of all, I don't even know if this is classified information. I guess not, because they told me. But
yeah,
guess not.
They're like, you forgot you signed an NDA.
Right. So there was so we had this show. We were there all day, and at one point we all had to go into this secured area place, right? Sting was performing at this show. Sting is sitting right next to me. I was when you're at the White House, everyone's on the same playing field. Either you're the president or you're just anyone else, right?
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
And so he literally, there was a package that was thrown over. And so they said it happens all the time, but when it happens, they don't know, what the package is. It could be a bomb. It could be
a bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. It could be anything. And so they have to do all this stuff. We were literally in this place for an hour while they're like, oh yeah, it was nothing. But they said it happens multiple times a day, that people just throw things over, and they have to, of course, take it so seriously. And I was like, oh, that is wild.
That's wild.
Terrifying.
Okay, so yeah, that's my White House
I
story.
almost forgot. On my way to the gym this morning, I was walking past Empire Diner, and Hugh Jackman was sitting there.
Did you
That's
say
pretty
what
cool.
up?
Whoa.
Did you say what up, Wolverine?
No, I didn't. I didn't
show me your
because
claws.
Yeah. That would have been so weird.
You look different. Yeah, you're like a super fan.
I feel like if I ever saw, I feel like with Hugh Jackman, I would have been like, "What up?" I've met him too.
W.
I've met Hugh Jackman before.
He was wearing a T-shirt though, sitting. Well, they were in. They were sitting outside, but you know how they have like the tents or whatever that are kind of warm. But he was still wearing a T-shirt, and I was like, it's pretty cold.
Badass. He's a wolf. He can do whatever he wants. He doesn't get cold.
True.
Period.
That was as close as I got to the White House. Okay. Bachelor Nation breakdown number 3. Let's catch up with Gabby. Nice. Gabby. How was Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
You came in second.
Not so loud, Joe.
You're the winner in our book.
I'm a loser.
No, you're the winner in our book. Cheers.
Thank
you are. You did so good. Like,
oh my God,
so good.
Think about how
so
you are actually a really good dancer, and think about the fact that you and I basically lasted the same amount of time on the show. How does that make you feel?
That hurts. Again, lower your voice.
Do you see what happens right now, Gabby?
Yeah.
Do you see what we deal with?
Literally, I went out. No, I'm just kidding. It was literally it was one of the best experiences ever. Just learning something new, and it does become like a family. So I honestly, I tease myself, and I hope everyone knows I'm joking when I'm like, I'm a loser, I lost. I think it's just funny to make fun of myself. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm happy to lose to Charlie D'Amelio. I don't think anyone could have beat her. She's so talented, and her following is insane. And I think it was great for Disney Plus to have someone like her and bring over all of her fans. She was amazing to work with. They really deserved it. So I think her and Mark created some really great dances and just good entertainment value. So how am I going to argue with that or be mad? I think what I got out of the experience, I feel like, a winner and so filled up. So it was one of the best things ever.
So that's the thing. It's you just said you don't think anyone would have beat her. Do you think there is anyone that could have actually beat her?
Hugh Jackman.
From votes wise. I don't think so. I don't think Hugh Jackman's fans are doing that.
No, because it's also her type of fans. Also sheer volume. She has 150 million followers on TikTok. I don't even know what that translates, but that's a lot of the world. Definitely not just our country.
Maybe you know what? The Swifties.
Yeah.
If Taylor Swift was on there, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Or Kardashian, but she had both. Kim Kardashian has been on it before, but she wasn't that talented. Sorry, girl. I think she said it first. But Charlie had both. She had the following and she had the talent. Yes. So it's just, and luckily, I guess there was whisperings behind the scenes. They knew she was getting all the votes. And Val didn't tell me. And they said it was such a close call. And they hadn't seen it this close in years. So Bachelor Nation, holy shit, thank you so much. Because to even come close to her, that is so incredible. And that feels good for me. But 100%. I don't think anyone could have beat her.
Gabby, you're famous, Gabby. Can we address the rumors about you hate Rachel now and that you hate Eric? Can we talk about that?
Wait, I thought you were kidding. Are there rumors that I hate Rachel?
Yeah, honey. It's all over Joe's face, honey. Look at it.
Oh my God. Wait, are you teasing me? I'm
dead. No, we're teasing you. But how is...
I'm we were just at People's Choice together. I love her.
How is single life now? And are you cool with your ex, or do you hate him?
Straight to the point. Yeah. I think naturally there's I think we ended pretty amicably, and there's always time where you don't speak to your ex after, but I don't wish him ill will at all. I genuinely think it's just unfortunately wasn't the right time for us. I think we're in two different places in our life, which is hard to suss out on the show. I think you don't realize the bubble you're in until you try and make the relationship work outside of the show. And maybe Joe, you can speak to this a little bit. Like there's so much more learning after you leave the bubble. And I think we just are in two very different places in our life, but I don't.
Good. Yeah, Gabby, let's not. I mean, try not to loop me into your mess right now, okay? Don't. That's by you. Yeah, no, I think that's very well said. And what about? I know people really want to know this because it's been a big rumor, the you and Vinny stuff. Anything real, or is that just all speculation? You guys were friends.
I'm dead. I'm like, honestly, you need to go straight to the source. People need to be asking him these questions because he's the one who started all of it.
Well, that's some tea that I have, Penny, because I talked to Vinny. I saw him the other day, and I talked
oh my God,
to
wait,
him.
spill.
Sure.
All right, let's hear it.
Spill.
Well, let's have you explain the you and Vinny meeting at Dancing with the Stars first.
Okay.
How about you explain that?
Did he talk about our Starbucks meeting?
No.
Oh, I'm dead. Because literally we were friends. I was in a relationship. I was in it to win it. He never had a chance. So I was like tunnel vision. I really didn't like flirt or anything. Like I'm always myself. And like Eric was in and out of the studio. So it was like, he gives me shit now. He's like, I know you just found out who I was 2 weeks ago. Like now I'm like, oh, are you mad at me? But Coco, his partner was so great. We got along so well. So I feel like it was just like a natural relationship. Like Val and I would show them our dances and they would show theirs to us. So it was like fun kind of coworkers and stuff. And then, I went through the breakup, but it was like we were nearing in on the finale. I was so zoned in. I think he got eliminated the week that it was announced. And like I had seen him in the elevator in passing. I literally saw him at Starbucks one day. I'm going to die telling this story, but I just got out of bed. I was so tired. No makeup. My hair's a mess. No bra. Like my boobs were down to my knees. And I'm like just trying to get a coffee because there's a Starbucks right across the street from where we were staying. And he was sitting there having a coffee. I'm like, oh, I guess like I'll talk to Vinny, like he's nice. Like we'll shoot the shit. And we were like laughing over, I was like, I can't believe like my arch nemesis right now is an 18-year-old with like the best dance technique in the world, which it's all jokes. So we were kidding, but I like hadn't brushed my teeth, so I sat at a table like diagonally from him because I didn't want him to like obviously smell. I was like, let me go grab my coffee.
Why didn't you brush your teeth first thing when you woke up?
I was just so tired.
Okay.
Like,
she said, but coffee first.
I literally, always, because I don't want to ruin the coffee, but I would just like roll out of bed, get a coffee, come back and get my day started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but good point, Joe. I never did it again in case I ran into Vinny. But yeah, okay, so that is my perspective on things. And then he started commenting funny stuff like on my Instagram. And I was like, but I just think all men are full of shit. So I'm like, this is like fun for me, because it's like just like flirty cute.
Okay. So all men are not full of shit. Not all. We can't say that, Gabby. We can't say that because you're gonna find a great man who's not full of shit. Honey, he has went to the bathroom before he met you. Okay, he has emptied it. Okay. So I was at this party and Vinny was there and we get to talking and we had him on a podcast, by the way, and it was a great episode. I still love that episode. So we get to talking and we're talking about Dancing with the Stars, and he said that there was like a little bit of a like. There's kind of like groups of people and you guys were in the same group, if that makes sense. So he did say that. And so you guys got to know each other. And he asked me, he was like, have you met Gabby? I was like, yeah. He was like, so she's beautiful. She's great. She's awesome. I was like, I know.
Okay. So that's with Vinny. He would never tell that to my face.
Well, he told me, honey, and I'm telling you now because I'm spilling the tea. Sorry, Vinny.
All right. So let's just get down to it.
Well, so no, basically this is what he said. He said, she's amazing. She was engaged. Of course, I'm a respectable person. Like we were cool, but like once that ended, I was already gone. He literally said that. He was like,
Yeah.
and he's like, I live in New York, she lives in LA, but like if we lived in the same place, maybe things would be different. And I was like, I said, you know, you always in LA. You know, you always in LA, honey. So I just have to say, I stand. I stand.
Okay,
my
before we bring in our
I'm
guest,
good.
would you go on a date with him if it was presented?
Oh my God, of course. I feel
Okay.
like that's like understood. But same, like we live in different states. Like my schedule is so crazy. So I think like, well, I don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
last thing, because Bachelor Nation is so crazy. He said he's been on TV for so long. He's been, you know, in this world for so long in reality television. He said never in his life. He said we're basically married compared to like everyone thinks we're married. Well, after like 2 little comments, everyone thinks we're married. And so I think he loves that. He loves it.
That has been the best part is like, honestly, I'm like, I hope like you kind of created this monster yourself where now all your comments are like, where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? And like so stoked for us. But yeah, I think it's all like led to good things. But
I think he's great. And I think you guys should go on a date. I'm putting in the universe. Date.
Oh my God, you're sweet. Yeah, you heard about Vinny.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Okay, clickbait time, guys. This article is called I Video Vetted My Dating App Matches, and it was a wild ride. So, dating online, you know, this is a thing that we do. If you haven't embraced it yet, to our listeners, you just should. I think you have to, because it's just a way that people are meeting nowadays. So put yourself in all places to meet people. And before meeting someone, now this is something my sister always does. She always video chats a guy before she meets up with them. So my sister, she does this before she meets any guy. My sister is 40. She's like, I, of course, am single, but I'm still putting myself out there. But before I sit down at a dinner, I'm a very busy woman. She has like 5 jobs. She is a go getter, homeowner, go girl, whatever. But she's like, I'm not about to do this if you don't look like your picture, if you don't this, no surprises. I can't have a formulate a conversation with you. So she always does this before she meets a guy. So in this article, the person goes through some different dates that she's done and some red flags that she figured out. But before we get into that, Gabby, what are your thoughts on dating apps? 1, 2, what are your thoughts on video chatting before you meet someone?
Yeah, totally. Which it's good to hear like your sister's perspective too. Cause I know like my opinion isn't going to be for everyone. Now, obviously 100%. I see a lot of the positives in video chatting before. For dating apps, hell yeah, because it doesn't inhibit you or prohibit whatever you from meeting someone in the real world. It just adds to you meeting somebody. So that's always been like my outlook on dating apps. As far as video chatting, FaceTiming gives me the same amount of anxiety as a first date if I'm FaceTiming like a love interest.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't like to FaceTime until we're like together in it, because I want to be able to pick up the phone, not care what I look like, and just like ramble. I feel like doing the video chatting is kind of similar to dating, like going on a first date, but you don't get the perks. You don't get a free drink or dinner, and like you're still kind of wasting your time. So I am a solution-oriented person, and I feel like my thought process is voice memoing. I love to voice memo because they get a vibe, and I don't think like I think I'm a little bit more of an acquired taste. I think in the article somebody like refused to because they're like, I don't read as well. I think I'm better in person. Maybe I'm making excuses. I don't care. But I do like to voice memo because you don't have to be ready. You can do it on the way home, like from wherever you're doing. It's a little more convenient, but they get your whole vibe. They get what your voice sounds like. They get like your sense of humor. And phone calls, but you don't have to respond right away. It's a little more playful, a little more flirty, and gets like the job done of vetting the other person.
Yes. Okay. What I'm hearing is
I'm scared.
Listen, this is what I do, Gabby. What I'm hearing is you don't necessarily want to turn someone off before they meet you in person, because like you said, you are different. You are so much more vibrant. You feel an energy. You just feel it. You can't even talk about it. You feel an energy when you meet someone. Yeah. But my question to you is, what about flipping that narrative and you being the one being like, how do I feel about him? What is he bringing to the table? And I feel like sometimes, as women, we always feel like we have to present ourselves because, we get a ring, we get proposed to, we do this, we do that, right? Which is
you're
true.
Good. You're very good.
Sometimes in dating, when we are also looking for our partner and not just looking to be chosen, we have to be like, honey, look, give me a tour around the apartment. Where you living, what you doing, what you eating, where you know what I mean? Like, do I even want to be in this thing with this person as well? So yes, we do have to put on a whatever, blah, 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 put on a face, or everyone brings their A game in the beginning. 100%.
Right.
I totally agree with you. Whether it's a first date, first FaceTime, whatever. But
I bring my A game all the time.
See, let's call Serena and see if she says the same.
Yeah, right. Man of mystery.
Serena and I still go on some very extravagant dates.
They do. No, you do bring the A game with Serena. You do. Well, every time I'm around you guys, at least you do. Yeah. But I think that, when I look at couples that I really love and that I really can tell that it's so real, it's like, she's choosing him just as much as he's choosing her, in her best and her worst, and like vice versa, right? And I will say that there was a point in my life where it was like, I have to almost conform to this person, and we don't have to be that. This is me, baby. What?
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you make really good points. I resent all my remarks.
No. Don't resent because this is the thing. I've been there too. And so many people, this is how we think. And that's why I thought this article was so interesting, because she talks about different things that, like, there were certain things in there that she talked about that I've actually seen on FaceTimes with guys. It's like you FaceTime a guy and all they're doing is like messing with their hair. They're like doing this. They're clearly looking at themselves and not even looking at you. Yeah, red flag.
That's me though.
But I think it's different I think it's different if it's a guy though, right?
Yeah,
it's like
you're not allowed. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like what? But also, like you said, it could be a nervous thing. And maybe he's just nervous because he feels the exact same way. So
yeah, maybe he wants to look good, Natasha. Why are you judging this guy so hard right now?
I'm telling you what the woman said in the article.
That's what we do.
That's what she said in the article. That's not what I'm saying. This is what she said in the article. It was a red flag. She said, she said if they're hiding a huge chunk of their face, as in their left eye, it's like, can I see more? If you're just like kind of the phone is like, yeah, that's a little weird. Also, their bedroom looks like a Kansas tornado came through it.
I'm dead. That is gathering data. But ultimately, I feel like the conclusion in her article, I don't know if it saved as much time and energy as she thought it would by video chatting, because I still think it takes time and energy. Yes. And so I would always just like get the beginning over with in person. Because I don't know if it actually helps. Dating's hard, and you have to chalk up your losses and go on a lot of shitty dates.
Yeah, I'm an in-person person. An in-person person as well. But when I hear people say I have to even see if the conversation flows, I get that because some people do have anxiety. I could talk to the wall. So that like, I'm not worried about having a conversation. Even if I don't even want to date the guy, I'm like, wait, at least you're probably interesting about something, right? There's something I can find interesting. So I don't have that type of social anxiety, but some people do. And it is so awkward if you're sitting on a date and you're like, hi. What's your name? What's your favorite color? It's like, what? Totally. Is this an interview? Like, you know. So Joe, I know you have your lovely Serena, but if you were giving advice to myself and to Gabby, what would you say? Do the date in person or
let's hear it.
Or do the FaceTime first?
I think whatever makes you feel the most comfortable and you're most confident is what you should do. Me personally, I feel the same way Gabby does. I want to be in person. I feel like I'm my best self when I'm physically there, opposed to via FaceTime, especially at the beginning, because I would think that would just be, it's hard to like timing and all that. So yeah, that's what I think, but take it, leave it, do what you want with it.
Thank you. Yeah. Our advice, I think all around the board, in person is better. But if you do have social anxiety, or you do find yourself like, I don't even know what I want to talk about with someone yet, then maybe that's the best alternative, to maybe hop on a FaceTime and see what it's about.
Yep. Do what works for you. Just like this couple that we're about to invite into the podcast right now. Everyone, please welcome Kevin and Astrid to the podcast. Kevin and Astrid, how are you guys? It's been a while.
It's been a while, Joe. Yeah, we're doing well, man. Busy right now.
This is actually crazy. I think this might be the first time I've seen you guys in a minute, since Paradise.
I think so, since you went back on Paradise for sure, because we tried to get together when you came to Toronto once, but August, like 2 weeks before that, and I was just not in the place to leave the house yet.
Yeah. Well, that was fair. That was the only excuse you should have had to ditch me.
And you guys were on Paradise together on, what was that, season 4?
Okay, yeah. So for our listeners,
Yes.
Kevin and Astrid met on Bachelor in Paradise season, the one I was also on. I believe it was 5.
I think it was 5.
I think it was 5.
Five. Okay. Okay.
And these two just got married. So before we go down the rabbit hole, let's talk about your wedding day. How was that? Looked beautiful.
It was magical. The planning part of it was very intense, but then the day of, it was all worth it. So Joe, as you guys start planning, just try to remember that. It was honestly the second best day. I can't say it was the best day because we have August, but second best day for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it planned in the fall of 2020, and then obviously we had to postpone it a couple times. So I think when we first planned it, we planned it to be pretty big. And I think 2 years later, with like a 1-year-old son, if we were to start from scratch, we probably would have made it a lot smaller. But all the vendors, no refunds kind of thing. So we just had to give her. And yeah, it was I feel like most people were ready to travel and have some fun. So it was good.
Oh, so that's how that worked. You didn't like cancel it obviously it was planned before the pandemic or during the pandemic. So then you couldn't cancel anything. You had to hold everything.
Yeah, for the most part, they gave us a little more leniency because our guest list was from Germany and Canada.
Okay.
But for weddings, they just said, as soon as we can have you, you better be here or you lose your deposit. So we looked at it a little bit.
They don't give you your money back once you start planning a wedding. Whatever you pay, that's theirs, whether you have the wedding or not.
So, what was your original wedding date?
Friday, November 13th, 2020.
Yeah.
And then we scheduled to November 20th, 2021. No, November 19th, which was his due date. And then he was born November 20th. So we postponed it again. So
I tried to convince her to have the baby on the Friday night and we'll just do the wedding Saturday.
No.
Didn't work?
Absolutely not. That's so crazy. I've heard so many stories about like COVID weddings, and just like the non-refundable is it's such a business.
It worked out though, because now August was part of our day. So I feel like that's something that wouldn't have happened if it didn't all get delayed and everything. And I think those pictures are always going to be my favorite, where it's the three of us. So
exactly.
How old is he now? How old is he now?
He just turned 1.
1 on November 20th. Yeah.
Just turned 1. Do you look at him and look at your lives and think like,
holy shit.
we met on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. Sometimes we think, I said it in my vows at the wedding. I said, what are the chances I met a German American living in Florida when I'm living like in Toronto? Like it was just such an odd place.
In Mexico.
And we met in Mexico.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool story.
And to have a kid from it and 2 dogs and a house, and it's pretty insane.
I might be mortified who sees it on TV or watches it one day. Might be a little bit mortifying to see like when mom and dad met, when we kissed, when we broke up on TV, all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
It's entertaining. That's so crazy. How'd you guys make it work? Like initially living like across the world?
Yeah. What was that like?
We kind of always had the next trip in the books, Joe. I'm sure it's like the same with you and Serena in the beginning. Until one of you makes the move, you just have to have something else in the calendar. Otherwise, it's really hard to kind of have that normal relationship. And then I moved fairly quickly. Like we filmed in June the finale aired by September, and then I was moved in by end of December,
Yeah.
beginning of
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So we just
Yeah.
couldn't do long distance for long. I just said,
You
screw it.
can't.
Going to
Yeah.
Canada.
'Cause that's when
Yeah.
you really get to know someone. I surprisingly really liked long distance, because it was nice to kind of like also have your own space, and you kind of just see the best parts of each other, but you really get to know each other when you're like together and are able to see your compatibility. So it's
Mhm.
like the quicker you do that. But
Yeah.
that's
Did
amazing.
Did you guys have that discussion in Paradise, Astrid? Did you kind of like, because Kevin's a fireman in Toronto, so you can't, unless he quits his job, he can't really leave. Did you guys discuss like you considering moving to Toronto when you were in Paradise?
Yeah, we did. I think that was one of our first few conversations we ever had, where he just kind of said, I'm never leaving Toronto because that's where my job is, and it's
Yeah.
a good job and it's a good pension and it's my career. And I said, well, I just quit my job to come here to Paradise. I can move wherever.
Oh, see, I
Amazing.
love that. I love that so much. I was going through your Instagrams, and there's a video that you guys posted, and you had Kevin do a day in a life when you were pregnant.
Right.
So how was that, Kevin? How'd you feel having a pumpkin strapped to you?
I had a new appreciation for the control she must have had over her body for 9 months and the lack thereof control. I felt, I think her next pregnancy, I'll be even more like empathetic now that her back and hips are hurting from dragging around a 1-year-old everywhere. But that was fun. I feel like most expecting husbands should do the same experiment.
That's such a
Absolutely.
good idea.
Yeah, it's also like you
I'm
guys
not
made
doing
it
it.
funny. Come on, Joe,
Yes,
do
you will,
it. Come
Joe.
on.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing it. Who from? I actually want to talk about your honeymoon because I think something was fucked up about your honeymoon, right? Travel plans, or didn't something happen, or was that you guys, or no?
Just a disaster.
Okay, we will
No
talk
way.
about that. But who from Bachelor Nation was at your wedding?
Well, we didn't end up inviting that many people. We had Rachel, we had Alexis, they did a speech, and then we had Christina and Whitney from my season, and Blake
Yeah, Blake.
Nice.
Worthman.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
from? Because I know Kevin, you are now the bartender for Bachelor in Paradise Canada. Anyone from that series?
You know what? I'm friends with the production team. Like we're good friends. They are right in the middle of post show production because it airs in March.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're like strapped in, and it's a little different than the American franchise. They are like they do all the work. So even
Yeah.
like senior producers from filming are like in the editing room like nonstop right now getting the show ready. So it's a lot smaller.
That's kind of nice.
So they're like all in it, and they even said like they gave us this big apology, like we can't make it, but we would not be there mentally if we went. Like we're just in this show right now. But I encourage you, anybody who watches the U.S. franchise, this year of the Canadian Paradise is pretty wild. Like it's a lot of Americans. It's a lot of things that are.
I
Not,
have a good friend on it, Tessa.
oh really?
Yeah. I know. I
Oh.
love her. She ended up going on. We're like, what?
Yeah, I mean Tessa's great. Me and her got along really well.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, she's awesome. We this is the second season, and the first season we did was during the pandemic, and it was more like in the bubble vibe where they couldn't really do the extravagant dates and all that stuff. This season
Yes.
was pretty wild because they just kind of opened the floodgates and invited all different people, not just Bachelor people. Like there's people from other walks of reality TV and just fans.
Oh,
of the show.
cool.
They brought in a whole bunch of different dynamics to one show. It's actually going to be really, really cool to watch. And I think it's going to be available in America too, HBO Max or one of those. So
Oh, I love
nice.
it. I have the
Nice.
chills.
Wait, you said so there's Bachelor, other reality stars, and fans
yeah, they
all
just
on the beach.
accepted whoever the best people for the screen would be. There was no boundaries, so it could be from any other reality show you can think of. I won't name them. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say, but
Yeah.
it could be from any reality show. It could be from just a fan of the show, almost like we would apply to the Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
Because in Canada, we got rid of the flagship shows. So this is our second season of Paradise with no Bachelor or Bachelorette. So we're just kind of turning it into more of the Paradise.
Let's talk about the honeymoon. Where you went and what
Yes.
went wrong.
I'm
Uh-oh.
dead.
We just it's like we push our wedding 2 times, finally get married, and then of course a hurricane comes through the Bahamas and all of Florida.
Oh my God.
We were watching it a lot and it wasn't supposed to directly hit the Bahamas. So we thought, okay, we can still try to go. And maybe we just kind of come here, you can be a part of it.
Come here. Yeah, so we were supposed to go to the Bahamas for 5 days. It was our first time leaving him. And we were going to leave him with Oma and Opa for 5 days. And then the hurricane just rocked the Bahamas like the day before we were supposed to leave. Oh. And we kept checking our flights and they ended up saying, oh no, your flight's on time. So we flew from Tampa to Miami. We got to Miami and the hotel calls me and we stayed at a place called the Cove. And it's like the most beautiful little boutique hotel in the Bahamas. It's all villas. Like it's absolutely stunning. They called us to say the bridge to our hotel is not open. I don't know if you guys can come or not. And we said, well, our flight still says on time. And they said, we're definitely not taking any more guests. You can't physically drive to our hotel.
Because the surge was so big, like you couldn't drive across the bridge.
And if you look up the glass window bridge, it's literally the 2 oceans touch each other with one little bridge in between. It's like absolutely beautiful. So we knew before American did that we weren't going that day. And,
God.
Oh my God.
We went up to the window and told the guy and he said, okay, I'll take care of it. And like, we thought he was the nicest human on earth. He flew us back to Tampa first class. He got us all new flights for later on that week. And then when Astrid called to confirm the flights the day before, they had no records of us. And we basically just forfeited our flights. And it's like thousands of dollars a day. So we had no records of us going on our honeymoon. And we were all 20 hours before our flight. So this lovely lady sat on the phone for 6 to 8 hours and figured it all out. And we finally got our money back as of yesterday. So.
Yesterday?
No, it was a nightmare.
So I have to add, the second time we did go, the layover was an hour in Miami. So we're like, oh, it's perfect time, just enough to get duty free and like go through or whatever. The girl, it was so delayed. The girl on the flight was like, if you guys run, you'll make it. So we got off our flight. I've never seen her run before. She was like sprinting. I'm in like flip flops. She's like sprinting down.
Let's go. You're too slow.
Down like 2 sets of escalators. Like Miami's massive. We get to the gate and the girl looks at me. She goes, "Oh, it left 10 minutes early. It's been gone for like 20 minutes." And it was after we do the whole airport. So anyway.
Betch, this is Raven and Adam also had like a nightmare honeymoon. I hope it's not just Bachelor in Paradise.
I don't know.
Couples.
The trip itself was amazing. And then on the way back, 5-hour delay again, as my stepdad was having a heart attack back home. So it was, don't do it.
You guys, oh my gosh. Oh God.
Well, I'm glad you guys made it. You know, but the great thing is it's like the appreciation for probably when you got home and like, it was probably like, right?
That's what I was going to ask. How's life now? Everything seems to be, you had your wedding, you had your honeymoon, you have your boy.
Guys, we're living in chaos.
I have a new
You guys are funny. Oh my God. I feel like this
every mother on earth, I have so much more respect for. Or father too, for that sake. It is so much effing work to have a child. And we're going in for our second IVF transfer in January. So hopefully we have a second by September.
Yeah. Good luck.
We have two embryos. We have 2 embryos left. So we got 2 cracks at it for hopefully a sibling.
Oh, good.
But it is, Joe, it is so much work, dude. It is like, I go to the fire hall to relax.
Do you ever, do you guys sleep?
So we're lucky on that front.
He's a good sleeper.
Does he sleep at night?
Yeah, he'll do the 7 till 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really, really, really great.
Such a blessing.
We put him down and we have a glass of wine and we have dinner.
Or
And
bottle of wine.
It's nice. Do what you got to do. Yeah.
So what's the plan? Are you planning on trying to get pregnant right now? Are you starting?
So
nice.
I'm literally picking up my medication for it next week, and then just my next cycle, I start the meds, and then I go in on day 10 to get my lining checked, and then they schedule me after that and put a little frozen wet baby in there and hope for the best.
Hopefully,
so I don't want to sound too stupid here, but so IVF, the start of that IVF.
Yes.
Okay, so that the start of that is when you freeze your eggs, correct?
Yeah. So when we did it, we took my eggs and we immediately inseminated them with his sperm to make the embryos.
Okay.
We had all of those embryos tested. We had like 6 good ones. Out of those 6 good ones, 3 were actually like grade A embryos that they think would stick. So the first one with the highest percentage of everything was August. So that's the one they implanted. We had 2 more frozen after that. So now they're picking like the second strongest embryo. It's all like
between the two of them.
So she's gone through the hardest part, which was the retrieval and the fertilization and everything. So now we just have 2 in the freezer basically. And we get to try in January. If that for some reason doesn't work, we try again in February. And if that for some reason doesn't work, we'll either have to start
over. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
what are the, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, when did you freeze your eggs?
So we just couldn't get pregnant for the first year of us trying. And so we sought a fertility doctor and we did 2 IUIs. My second IUI, I had an ectopic pregnancy. So then they said after that, the chances of having that again is really high, which ectopic, like it can get stuck in your tubes and your tubes can rupture. For sure, if he doesn't know what that means.
What's an IUI?
It's basically like the lesser version of IVF. It's like they take his sperm and they take a catheter and they just try to get it as close to like innocuous as possible to just get pregnant on your own. IVF takes it a step further to where it has the embryo already made.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you did it. So you guys did it when you were actually ready to start. Well, when you guys were trying, and then you guys said, "Okay, let's do it this way." And
we tried for a year, and I mean, being a firefighter, it's like a big high school at work where you talk to everyone, and everyone just seems to gossip a lot. And I found out so many guys couldn't have kids on their own, and they were using all this extra help. And one day I said to Astrid, like I was getting sick and tired of seeing that face on her, you know, when she'd come down sad once a month where it didn't work. And we said, let's just go get tested and see what happens. And right away, our doctor said 30% of infertility is unexplained. It's just 2 people aren't compatible to make babies. Yeah. And I mean, it's nothing to do with us. We're both tested fine with everything. And she said, sometimes you just need help. And she recommended we go try for another 6 months or 8 months. But she goes, if you have the means and you want to just get ahead of it, do it now. And we just ended up saying, screw it. You know, I'm mid 30s. She was late 20s. And we said we really wanted to do it. So we just decided to go for it. But I have a lot of empathy now for anyone really trying, because I realized the amount of stuff she put herself through just to have him is unbelievable what they do.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm a big advocate for women freezing their eggs as soon as possible, or as soon as they think, if they know at some point in life they want to have babies, because just as you said, Astrid, like the of the 6 embryos, you guys had the 3 that were the best grade. And there's all these different things scientifically that can really, you know, you have the most healthiest, best baby that you could have scientifically. And like that, some people are like, that's so weird, that's so this, that's so that, but it's really not. It's great. And I'm so glad that you guys share so much about this with people, and that, you know, you guys give people hope, because there are a lot of people having a lot of trouble getting pregnant and things like that. But I'm sorry, Gabby, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say something similar. It's nice that you guys are so open to talking about it, because I can only imagine, like, especially as a woman, Astrid, like just kind of how discouraging it is. Like our bodies are supposed to be able to make babies, and it's like, it's something that people don't talk about. I was a nurse for a long time, and I actually went to midwifery school for a year and a half. So it was like, you know, we talked a lot about getting pregnant and how hard it was and how common miscarriages are, which doesn't make it any easier, but at least, you know, you're not alone, because I'm sure it feels so isolating.
That's why we want to be open about it, because I just remember it felt like when we were trying and I wasn't getting pregnant, it was like everyone was getting pregnant. I'm like, this person, I didn't even realize I had a boyfriend, and now she's having a baby. Like I just couldn't understand it, and I felt like I was the only person getting pregnant.
Yes.
And then once you start fertility treatment and you start talking to people, you actually realize like
how common it is.
The miscarriage thing is a huge thing. Like so many of my friends were just while trying. So it's just, I never wanted anyone to look at pictures of August or pictures of my pregnancy and feel bad the way I felt bad when I was looking at pictures. Find yourself being like almost jealous of somebody else being pregnant, and then you're like, oh, am I a bad person? I should be happy for them because they probably really wanted it, and who knows what their struggles are. But you just get in a dark place for sure. So but
we're going to be even more open with the second baby, like because it was our first time and we didn't know if it was going to work, and we were obviously a little bit self-conscious too. We kind of kept it under wraps until we knew we were pregnant. We did an interview, we let everyone know. But this time she's going to really capture on Instagram her doing her procedures and everything, so that people can get an idea of what IVF is like.
I
And
was gonna
awesome.
ask,
people can have hope.
Mhm.
yeah. What have like the medications like been like? How do they affect you, if you don't mind?
So I haven't started them again this second time around. The first time I never realized how much they affected me in the moment until I wasn't on them anymore. I'm like, wow, I'm so much more reasonable. Like, like I did have one moment last time when I got so angry at something that I like stomped upstairs and I shut the door and I just screamed. I was like, okay, I think it's affecting me a little bit because I'm screaming in an empty room by myself. Nothing's happening. But I think the internet went out when it was the Oprah interview with Harry and Meghan, and I like lost my mind.
Like sobbing. Yeah. But it does go to show like what hormones are, and just biologically, like how our bodies know what to do and the amount it takes to grow a baby. Like, it's actually wild if you think about what a woman's body can do. And Kevin, it's so nice to hear you have like so much empathy and compassion being alongside of it, because it's like we can't control it, but this is what it takes to make a baby. And like,
Yeah.
And on the physical, like the actual physical side of it, I would give her like the needle in her butt every day.
Yeah,
And
which is probably
it got to a
painful.
point where she was like polka dotted black on the backside because all of
Yeah.
and every day she'd be trying to find a spot on her butt that wasn't literally bruised and black, and I would have to find a little tender spot to hit. So there's like a lot that goes into doing the procedure, but everything that you do beforehand helps your chances of it actually working long term. So we just kind of kept our eye on the prize. And like I said, I didn't know how much was going to be involved in it. And I realized like the fact that she wants to do it again blows my mind because I know how hard it was. But I think when you have the baby in the end, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you, I
Go
don't,
ahead.
and feel free if you don't want to disclose this, but did you do this in Canada or did you have to go to the States? Is it available to do it in Canada?
So in Canada, it's actually, we didn't have to use it, fortunately, but there is actually a list you get on, and every woman gets one free crack at this on the government.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That is amazing.
I have other friends who are on it, and that would be like one crack start to finish, which is probably anywhere around $30,000 to $35,000 for.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That is so amazing. That really is great.
Astrid actually got her permanent residency after we did most of the procedure, and she was able to just send in her OHIP, which is our health card, and she got all the money back.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Oh
so
my
great.
God.
Covered
God,
by
we could learn so much.
For the like
ultrasounds and all that
ultrasounds
kind
and
of
stuff like that. But yeah, the IVF we just paid for out of pocket because I was living in Canada, but I wasn't a resident yet, but my application was in. They counted me as living there, but I couldn't have health insurance or anything. So I just had travel insurance. So we just had to pay for it. But
Yeah.
we're fortunate that we were able to, for sure.
That it worked. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Yeah. When you do the poking, like I know when I had to do it for my egg freezing, my doctor told me to angle the needle. And if you angle the needle, it goes in so much easier and like better and life changer. Cause I was bruised as well, like so bruised until I started doing that. And it was like, it was so much better. But
Angle the needle, Kevin. Angle the fucking needle next time.
I got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Sasha,
Okay.
I didn't know you
One
froze
big-
your eggs.
The one
Yeah,
big
I did
difference,
last year.
one big difference I want to mention between the two countries, though, since we're on that topic, is in Canada, it's against the law for a doctor to know what sex or what,
Gender.
whatever it is, sex of the baby is
Sex,
when you
yeah.
use the embryo. But in the U.S., there'll be people from Canada that will actually freeze their eggs, put it in like a transport freezer, drive to like Buffalo or Detroit or whatever's closer to us. And that in the U.S., you can pay for whatever one you want to use. So if we have two left and we know the worst of the two is a girl, we could pick we want the girl.
Oh,
Yes.
crazy. How do you guys feel about that? Would you
I feel
do?
like we have the right approach. It's just to pick the next best one in line.
Yeah, like I
That's-
would just want the.
Oh,
That's what I would do. Yeah. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I wouldn't want
Because
to
it gets so sticky.
I would feel like I'm playing God a little bit
Yeah.
too much to be
Right.
like, oh, this is a lesser chance, but I really want to go.
I will say I do have a friend who they had I want to say 9 embryos, and it was like 7 of them were girls and only 2 were boys, and they were older. The guy's older, he's like in his 40s, so they didn't know how many kids they were going to have. They like in a perfect world they would have 3, but they were like, since there's only 2 boys, we're going to try for the boy first. So like in that case, like when they heard that there was so many girls versus boys, they were like, okay, we're going to we're going to pick basically. So
I get for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
We learned in midwifery school. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just saying we waited to find out what we were having all along. So we weren't gonna, even if we had the choice, we wouldn't have made it.
I
love the surprise.
I really wanted a boy. Like you try to say it through the whole pregnancy, like, no, I don't care. Like it's all good, whatever it is. But like the whole time I'm just like praying for a boy.
Yeah.
And it was like when the doctor delivered, I was up by Astrid's shoulders and she was like, where's the dad? Where's the dad? And I look and I like best looking penis I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, and I didn't say it to boy. I said, I have a son. Like I screamed out.
Oh my God. But also so special to like be surprised like that. My parents had the opposite experience. I guess in all my ultrasounds, which this was like 30 years ago, my legs were crossed. So they thought I was a boy because I was 10 pounds. And then I came out and my dad was like, oh, fuck. Like so pissed. And I'm like the girliest girl there ever was.
Clearly your legs are crossed.
Yeah. Like, I'm dainty. But what I was going to say before, Natasha, to your story, this is just like a fun fact. I think that I had learned the older the guy is in like baby making, the more likely you are to have girls, I guess, to shoot out like what was it, double X chromosome, because it's up to the guy.
It works to make sure we keep reproducing, right? Like maybe the male body knows to go for the boys first, so that
probably.
Nice. I want girls. I don't want a boy.
Well, that's how old are you, Joe?
I'm 36. I've been a boy. I am a boy still, and I know how bad we could be. But
I always said I wanted a boy because I know what girls are like. Like, I don't want a teenage girl. I have zero interest in dealing with a 13-year-old girl who's about to start puberty and just be a psychopath for 5 years.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, you guys got to get back to real life. But before we let you go, any holiday plans? What do you guys got going for the holidays?
We're still in the middle of renovating a little bit. So we're renovating / unpacking / just doing well, I say this is kind of like his first Christmas because last Christmas he was a potato, so he didn't do anything. So this year is actually going to be fun.
Yeah, I think we're
so
just going to stay home and celebrate as a family because next year, hopefully, Astrid's pregnant again. So I think we're just
we're gonna go see Santa tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to take the picture of him crying, seeing Santa.
Yeah. He's so cute.
So cute. Can you say hi?
Oh, hi.
August, what's up?
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Oh, he's so cute. His little fuzzy head.
3 days ago, he started walking. He just like picked himself up and just started. Now he runs.
Oh my gosh, 3 days ago. That's oh my gosh, that's so fun. Wait, were you both there for that? Did you both see it?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. We did.
Oh, amazing.
That's so fun.
We got a video of it, but we did not.
Forgot to press it.
Yeah, totally. You're probably just so excited in the moment. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right,
they
guys.
walk and then they run.
I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Thanks,
August.
Yeah.
Don't go on The Bachelor when you're 26.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. They look so happy. So nice seeing them. I was there when they met. They were so-called on the beach, the boring couple, because they were together from the beginning, and there really wasn't any drama with them. But man,
it just seems like it fits. It just like a hand in glove,
Yeah,
really.
They seem so good together. It's like really refreshing to see, actually, from Bachelor Nation.
Yeah. And I love that. I love how open they are about the IVF and everything. Because honestly, I don't know so much about that. So it's really interesting just to learn and see someone go through it,
Yeah, it's so fascinating. There's so much information, and you guys know I talk about my egg journey, and I've talked about it so many times. It's on my Instagram, blah blah blah, and it happens. And the older you get, the harder it kind of is on your body going through the process. So the sooner, if you are ever thinking about doing it, the sooner you do it, the better. And so then those eggs are already in the bank. Like she said, the hardest part was the freezing and the retrieval of the eggs. So big advocate for that.
But correct me if I'm wrong. She did the same thing that you did, right?
Mhm.
Go, you freeze your eggs, but then she started the process with right away. Okay.
Yeah, with fertilizing the eggs.
Okay.
So my eggs are just in the bank right now. They have embryos in the bank,
Yeah.
which, are completely different. I always say in the bank. I don't know if that's even the right thing. In the egg bank.
The egg
No, I
bank.
think it's
An egg
visual.
bank.
It helps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So also like with my eggs that are frozen, once I decide to have a baby and fertilize them, who knows how many of those frozen eggs will actually become embryos. That's why it's like a whole other process and thing that goes with it. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys, Joe and Natasha, for having me. This was honestly so much fun, and so much fun to get to know Kevin and Astrid. Can see why you guys do it. It's like addicting. So yeah, thank you. And thanks to everyone who listens.
Of course. And as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. You know where to check us out at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. All the links to all our socials are right there on that page. Also, they are casting for men to date our next Bachelorette. If you are single or you know someone who is single, go to our website to nominate or apply at bachelornation.com/apply.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at this week. And Prime members, make sure to listen to Clickbait ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today, or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus and Apple Podcasts. But before you go, tell us a little bit about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Yay.